What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'm going to do something I haven't done before. Not playing games or anything, just talking to the people. Talking to the people about something that I enjoy, and that is wrestling. All right. So, I've been a fan of WWE since I was real little. My older brother, got into it first, which then obviously led to me getting into it. When we were both real little, we went to the WrestleMania that was in Atlanta, the one that's famously not great. Don't really remember a whole lot of it due to I was little, and I just remember being exhausted come 9 o'clock, and I think I fell asleep at one point during it. I can't really remember. Anyway, shout out to my dad and them for my folks for making that memory happen. I'm glad I was able to say I've been to a WrestleMania. So, that's awesome. But I've been a wrestling fan ever since. I fell off probably around 2015 mark. I outgrew it. And then when I got back into college, I had a fraternity brother of mine named Terrence who was still into it. And I remember he was watching, I want to say it was the Royal Rumble in 2020, right before COVID hit. And I was watching it with him. And he was, in between the matches, he was giving me all these updates on who this wrestler is and who that wrestler is and the funny thing about this person. And I instantly fell back into it. We went back, and I remember he showed me the Tough Enough show. We went and watched the specifically WWE Breaking Grounds, which had like people like Alexa Bliss and Otis and Mandy Rose and people like that coming up through the ranks, the Performance Center training to not be rookies in the show anymore. And I thought that was awesome. And I've pretty much been watching ever since 2020. Make my wife watch all the pay-per-views with me. Went to a couple of house shows up in Columbus, where got my hat and some other things too. But it's a great time. Love the energy. Love being back into it. So today specifically, I'm going to talk about my top 10 WWE Superstars who I think. Well, scratch that. Top 10 WWE Superstars who I'm most looking forward to watch during the 2025 year. I know we're already a month in. Should have made this video earlier, but yeah, here we go. Starting off with number 10, I'm gonna say Braun Breaker. He is so much fun to watch, and right now I know he's the champion. He has a championship on him, and just watching him run the ropes and then like spear people is nasty. I mean, like he's like, you'll notice with this list that it's a lot of people that I think are just fun to watch, and he's definitely one of those people. I don't necessarily think he has like good mic skills or like, but he's a genuinely just fun wrestler to watch. And the fact that he played football at Kennesaw, I think that's pretty cool. The son of a WWE legend, that's cool too. But yeah, number 10, I have Braun Breaker. I think I don't think he's gonna get any less fun to watch the more he's on the main roster. Number 9, I have Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Growing up, Rey Mysterio, hands down my favorite WWE wrestler. I had action figures. I had little plastic masks. Not Hispanic, but a little white boy was repping the 619 hard all the way from South Georgia. But when Dominic Mysterio came in, which is once again around the time I first got back into it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I remember watching the custody match with him and Eddie when I was little, and now seeing him like my age growing up being able to do all this cool stuff with his dad, and I'm awesome. But then where he's transitioned from like a rookie into like the most hated person who gets the most heat on all the brand, it's nuts. I know it's like a gimmick at this point, but a little bit hard of me wants them to let him talk just to see how good he does. But man's goofy, like full on, like through His stuff with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, great. His stuff with the Judgment Day has been great. If you even play like the 2K games, when he shows up, it's always really funny. And I really just want to see, with Judgment Day kind of slowly falling apart finally, I really want to see what's next for Dom. So he's my number 9. Number 8, I have another member of the Judgment Day, and that is Carlito. Because ever since he's been back, he's taken kind of this backseat Judgment Day role. But, I mean, my man's jacked. My man's ready. He's great in the ring, whether he is or not spitting apples in people's faces. I loved Carlito when I was younger. The whole, I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. That was hilarious. Probably definitely got me in trouble more than once on the playground as a kid. But since he's come back, he's like a whole other level of performer, and dude is hilarious. And once again, he's just fun to watch. Him and Dom probably interchangeable. This list is just not necessarily a top 10, but it's just a list of people who I want to see more. And Dom's going to get the spotlight, but I would love to see more of Carlito. Number 7, she just came back in the Royal Rumble. Been gone for a while. Has been my favorite female superstar since I've been watching again, and that is Alexa Bliss. She gives off this like Avril Lavigne vibe that I kind of like, but also she's once again fun to watch. Even her little like spooky bits with Bray Wyatt, rest in peace. But I just really want to see where she goes now. And once again, that's really what this list is about. I want to see what happens, who I want to watch this year, and she's definitely up there on that list. Number 6, I have Maxine Dupree. Huge fan of the Alpha Academy storyline with Otis and Chad Gable, and I'll get more into that in a minute of why that is. But yeah, Maxine Dupree. The pop she got at the Royal Rumble when she threw people out, and when she even came in, she's definitely become a fan favorite and the WWE universe, not just myself, but like she is very entertaining to watch. And to me, it feels like watching a baby bird leave the nest kind of ordeal, because you see her and you hear her talk about it on like her like TikTok and interviews and stuff she's done, where she's very much felt like a rookie coming into her own as of late, especially since she's been with Otis in the Alpha Academy, and it's just been great to watch. So Maxine Dupree, I really want to see where she goes this year, and hopefully gets more of the spotlight. And number 5, bringing us halfway down this list, is the War Raiders. I have thoroughly enjoyed watching the War Raiders perform and wrestle and fight. The amount of acrobatics and high-flying maneuvers that they can do for men their size really gives me hope as a big boy. But beyond that, it just looks nasty. Going back to like Braun Breaker and some of these other people, once again, it's people who I just love to watch. Every time they come on, doesn't matter who they're up against, I'm enjoying the match. And since they've came back as War Raiders, they dropped the whole Viking thing for the most part. Got rid of Valhalla. And they've been the War Raiders, letting them do them, being two like bad dudes that are just wrecking. Immediately came in. We're just now running the tag team division. I'm really excited to see where they keep going. So yeah. Number 5, definitely the War Raiders. Alright, so at number 4, we actually have the New Day. Ever since they've turned heel, they've been so much fun to watch this year. And now they're actually winning matches again. And something about having Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods be these momentous heels right now have been extremely fun to watch. And once again, that's what this list is about. Who do I want to watch more in this year? And the New Day heel run is definitely something I'm looking for. You know, I really wanted Big E to return this year, but this is a very different route, but it's also something I'm very excited to see more of. So New Day is my number 4 for sure. Number 3, if you watch my TikTok account, when I talked about Royal Rumble, I mentioned her briefly, but I want to talk about number 3 is Chelsea Green. Similar to Maxine Dupree, she's just, ever since she's been back in WWE, she's just up and up and up and up. And while I would really love to see Matt Cardona, her husband, back in WWE, Chelsea Green has been phenomenal. Her run so far as United States champion, her little silly gimmicks, her unseriousness to it all, while also still managed to somehow being like a decent performer and wrestler, is really just aiding into the Chelsea Green train that I'm currently riding on right now. And I want to see what she does more. I'm super excited to see her going forward. Chelsea Green, yeah, she's my number 3 pick for who I want to see more of this next year. And then finally, we get to my number 2, who is my favorite wrestler on the roster, and he's been my favorite wrestler since I came back in 2020. I'm watching him on Breaking Ground and some of his stuff in NXT. It's Otis, 100%. My boy Otis. Similar to the War Raiders, he is so much fun to watch wrestle. Something about, like, he's not on like the like big men slapping each other, big kind of wrestler. As much as he is more of like a Mark Henry Vader type, but he's just so fun to watch, and his character as being this gentle giant is something that I love, and he's never gone too far. I hate that his whole Money in the Bank thing was kind of gimmicky and silly. I hate how he's just kind of in limbo right now, but I loved the Alpha Academy storyline where Chad Gable turned on him, and you actually got to see why I like Otis. He is such a good performer. He's such a good wrestler, and I really just want to see more of him. Anytime he's on my TV, I'm happy. He is my number 1 favorite wrestler on the roster. I will praise Otis every day. Shout out to my man Otis. But he's not number 1 on this list, because number 1 on this list is Jey Uso, the Yeet Master himself, riding the Yeet train all year long. Some people think that him winning the Royal Rumble wasn't great. To those people, I say, have you really been paying attention to WWE lately? Oh, he can only do super kicks and splashes, and oh, he can't really do anything else. That's not true. If you look at any wrestler, every wrestler has their own repertoire of moves that they use more so than others. The Usos just happen to have super kicks and splashes. But can they do other stuff? Yes. And I think Jey Uso has more than proven that since this year's even started. I think him choosing Gunther for the WrestleMania fight is the correct way to go. I 100% believe he's going to win. Gunther's reign as world champion has not been the same as it was in his Intercontinental run, and I 100% think that Jey Uso is going to dethrone him during that time period. And he deserves it. I mean, talking about somebody who's nose to the ground and working his butt off. We haven't seen something as much as from Jimmy, but I just can't wait to see where he goes more in this year. And once again, that's what this video is about. So Jey Uso's my number 1 for the year. Recap: number 10, Braun Breaker. Number 9, Dom Mysterio. Number 8, Carlito. Number 7, Alexa Bliss. 6, Maxine Dupree. 5, the War Raiders. 4, New Day. 3, Chelsea Green. 2, my man Otis. And number 1, main event, Jey Uso. So if you like the video and you want to see more wrestling content, or you want to just see more content in general, because I don't post that much, and I posted a lot of Pokemon content, and that was fun and all, but I think I want to lead more into the talking to people on this channel. I still like playing games, so I still want to do that, but the whole setting that up and not having mistakes and keeping up with the files and Making sure stuff comes out on time gets a little overwhelming. Also considering I have a job and a life. As much as I wish this was my main job, it's not. But it is what it is. This is still my number one creative outlet. So this is what I want to do. So once again, if you like the video, let me know. I'd be glad to talk more about wrestling stuff. If you want to talk about anything on the nerdy spectrum, I'm down to talk about it. You just y'all let me know. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Keep up with the content, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.